Hello and welcome back to Medium Rare. My name is Rag Reynolds and today we have 3 stories to talk about. But before we get into any of those, I do want to encourage you to check out my Twitter, my Instagram, my other social media, and also my Patreon if you feel like supporting the channel, as my videos are often demonetized. Links, as always, are in the description down below. I know our first story today is about a mysterious virus from China. The World Health Organization issues warning after mysterious Chinese coronavirus spreads to Japan. The Japanese Health Ministry confirmed its first case of infection in the country after a man tested positive for the new pneumonia-like coronavirus. The announcement is prompting concerns about the spread of the virus as waves of tourists are set to travel for Chinese New Year. The mysterious virus has killed 2 and sickened at least 41 people in China. Now, this is strange for me to be talking about a virus. That's not normally what I talk about. It's like chicken flu or the flu or man flu, that sort of thing. It's not something I really normally find a need to talk about, but something just intrigued me. A mysterious Chinese virus. That is something I'm interested in. I don't actually know what I'm talking about right now because there wasn't that much information really to go on, as it is a mysterious virus. But I wanted to bring it up. I wanted to talk about it. Maybe it's a little bit of normie news, maybe it's not. But when I hear mysterious Chinese virus, I'm just imagining like this little bit of bacteria wearing a Batman cape and running around town jumping down people's throats and infecting them. That's a movie I would like to see. Osmosis Jones 2. Make it. Disney, whoever, you can have that for free. In all seriousness though, that's concerning. It's concerning that the virus is mysterious. It's concerning they don't know what to do yet. And I'm just hoping it doesn't come for me. Let me know what you think in those comments down below. Our next story today is about YouTube. YouTube is launching what is known as profile cards. Last September, YouTube began testing a new feature called profile cards. Why hadn't I heard of this until now? Why? Which showed a user's public information and comment history on the current channel. The feature was touted as a way for creators to more easily identify their biggest fans by offering access to their past comments. Now YouTube is launching the product to the general public, initially on Android. YouTube hopes the new feature will help users explore comments, build connections with others, and contribute to a more welcoming YouTube overall, the company explains. To use Profile Card, you'll just tap on the profile picture of anyone who's commenting to view their card. Here, information like their name, profile photo, subscriptions, subscriber counts, and recent comments will appear in a pop-up card. All this information is publicly available on YouTube, but the profile card consolidates it in one place. And here you can see a little neat example, and honestly, I like this a lot. Some people might not. But I love this idea. I think it helps with a lot of different things. I think it's an extra social feature on the platform. It helps people connect a little better. I mean, YouTube has done a lot to remove certain social features. For example, when they removed the video response feature years ago, they removed that feature, and that was always a good feature to have a conversation going, to have a back and forth with people, and they removed it. So I like the fact that they're adding new social features. Just recently, they added that new feature where you can basically tag other creators in your videos. So you put a little plus and then you write the creator's name, you can tag a channel and they get a notification that you've been mentioned in the title or description or the comments of a video. And I think that's a great feature. I love social features on YouTube, and this is yet another one of those. It makes things feel like more of a community. It makes a YouTube profile feel more like a profile rather than just an empty channel. It's no longer just an anonymous little name sitting there under your videos, which some people do like. It is now a channel that is backed up with a history of comments that people can see and interact with and know. And honestly, I'm all for this. Anonymity can be great at times, but on YouTube, I'm not the biggest fan. And I mean, people can still use a random name, an anonymous name and whatever. It doesn't have to be a picture of you. It just means you're going to have to know that, oh, maybe people can see the comments I've made before. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Accountability is a good thing. It'll make people maybe ease up a little on trolling, ease up a little on leaving nasty comments, because they know they're going to be leaving behind a much larger paper trail than they were before. So personally, I'm all in favor of this, but I'd love to know what you guys think. I mean, I'm excited for this feature to go to iOS and also hopefully desktop as well. I think it will make the website a much better place. And now our last story today. This one's amusing. Onision has filed lawsuits. Onision is suing Chris Hansen and Repzion. For those of you who are unaware, Repzion's a YouTuber who's been making videos about Onision for a very long time now. He's one of the original people to be exposing Onision and making videos about him. Onision has repeatedly called Repzion a slanderer, a harasser, and a stalker. Chris Hansen, on the other hand, is that Chris Hansen. We've spoken about him in a couple of videos already on this channel. Chris Hansen is currently running a whole investigation and running a YouTube show looking into Onision and interviewing alleged victims of Onision and also Onision's spouse, Kai. Anyway, just the other day, Onision first got banned from Twitch, making it so that now he has been banned from Twitch and Patreon. That's two platforms he has been banned from and can no longer make money on. And shortly after this announcement is when we found that Onision had actually filed lawsuits. It is on public record. You can go search for yourself. You can see here there are two court cases filed under James Jackson. And you can see here this is the case against Repzion, first name Daniel. And this case involves both Onision and his spouse Kai. They are both going against Daniel. And then this other case against Chris Hansen, you can see that Chris Hansen is the respondent. And not just Onision and Kai are the petitioners, but also their two children. So obviously at this point, when these records started being spread around, people don't really know the contents of the lawsuit. However, Repzion did post to his Twitter saying, "This is really not how I want to start off 2020, but here we go. After the 24th, I will be creating a GoFundMe for legal fees. Until after that point, please do not donate to any GoFundMes that aren't tweeted by me directly. Receipts will be posted once complete." We also saw Chris Hansen take to Twitter, posting a video saying this.
You may have heard that Onision, aka Gregory Jackson, aka James Jackson, put together a little legal complaint on his own, didn't use any lawyers, and marched it off to the local courthouse near his home in Washington State. He filed it. He apparently claims that another YouTube streamer, Repzion, and I have been mean to him. He wants a personal protection order. Good luck with that. My lawyers, including Mike Morse, have looked at it and they're unconcerned. I find it ironic, and you probably know this already if you watch my show on YouTube, Have a Seat with Chris Hansen, that I've interviewed a dozen young women who claim Onision has sexually harassed them, assaulted them in some cases, and even bullied them online and in person, stalked them. There's more to come on that and some other very disturbing things that I found out about what goes on inside his home in Washington State. I'll be reporting on that very soon on Have a Seat with Chris Hansen.
But then after this, we actually got to see some of the statements that were being made by the petitioners, aka Onision and Kai. So here we can see, this one is against Repzion, and it says, describe specific acts of unlawful harassment and their approximate date. So underneath you can see, individual has been cyberstalking us for over 10 years and has pushed us to the point where we need to take action to protect ourselves. He has been stalking us for 10 years, and I believe it is likely he would continue after a year. And in the statement against Chris Hansen, we can see here it says, Chris Hansen showed up at my house and banged on my door while shouting through the door at my spouse and my child. The other child was at school. He brought 6 men with him, who all had their own cameras pointed at my family's home. Chris Hansen has been making hateful videos about myself and my spouse since August/September of 20. Chris Hansen has been requested to stop talking about us. He has persisted. He flew across the country from New York to bang on our door and yell at us with 6 additional men. We fear for our safety. Chris Hansen has been stalking us for nearly half a year already. We would like to have peace for as long as possible. So it seems here that it's not really just Onision suing these people. It seems more like he is trying to file some sort of protective order, some sort of restraining order against them. And obviously that is much different from straight out suing them on some sort of slanderous charges. That is something that I would have imagined would have been much, much harder to do. When people first saw that these court filings had been made, everyone just jumped the gun and kind of assumed that this was him trying to sue Hansen and Repzion, and obviously that would never go anywhere. There is no way on earth Onision would have won those cases. But filing some sort of protective order does make a little more sense, and I could potentially see that going through somewhat. Although I don't see how that would ever stop videos being made. It would just stop, for example, Chris Hansen from being able to go and show up at his house again. The last thing I'm going to say about this Onision thing today is I do encourage you to check out a link I'm going to put in the description, which is a leak from his Discord where he was talking to some of his fans about Chris Hansen showing up at his house. Not the best listen, but it is worth listening to just to get the full picture here nonetheless. Anyway, be sure to let me know what you think about all of this in those comments down below. Personally, I'm shocked that Onision is finally actually taking legal action. He has constantly threatened people for years with legal action, such as saying, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to sue you, but he never does. So for me, it was a bit of a shock to see, oh my god, he actually finally has taken legal action, although it doesn't appear to be the suing, but it's still legal action nonetheless. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end today's video. I know it's another short one. Hopefully by Monday I'll have a lot more news to put together. We'll have a longer video. We'll have a long, medium, rare, maybe 20 minutes or something, but don't hold me to that. Anyway, as always, be sure to let me know what you thought about any of the subjects we covered in today's video in those comments down below. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and also make sure to turn on those notifications if you haven't already. And until next time, my name is Rag Reynolds, and this was Medium Rare.